I was born into a world where rituals remained, but trust was failing. Rulers spoke of virtue, while states devoured one another. I did not begin with heaven, I began with conduct. The late Joe world was not simply violent, it was morally disordered. Names no longer matched behavior. A ruler might be called father of the people, while treating them as tools. My task was to reconnect language, ceremony, and conduct, so that public order could rest on private cultivation. My family had noble memory, but little wealth. I learned early that status can vanish, but discipline can remain. A person is not made noble by birth alone. Poverty did not make me romantic about suffering. It taught me that external rank is unstable, while habits are portable. I learned music, archery, records, mourning rites, and speech, because culture is not decoration. It is the training ground where impulse becomes character.
I loved learning, because learning reshapes the self. To study the old ways was not to worship the past. It was to recover the patterns that teach human beings how to live together. When I studied antiquity, I searched for human technologies of restraint, how to sit with grief, how to address a parent, how to advise a ruler without flattery. The old forms mattered because they carried memory. Without memory, each generation mistakes appetite for originality. People misunderstand ritual. It is not empty ceremony. It trains attention. It teaches the body to respect what the ego forgets: parents, guests, ancestors, promises, grief. Ritual works slowly. Bowing, serving, mourning, and greeting teach a person that the self is not the center of every room. Done sincerely, ritual does not freeze the heart, it educates it. It turns respect from a feeling into a practiced capacity.
The heart of my teaching was Ren, humaneness, not softness, not weakness. The disciplined capacity to treat another person as fully human. Ren cannot be reduced to kindness. It is an achievement of maturity, the power to make another person's dignity present in your own decisions. It begins at home, but it must travel outward into friendship, office, government, and the treatment of strangers. I wanted rulers to govern by virtue. Most wanted advantage. I traveled from state to state offering counsel, and again I was ignored. I watched ambitious rulers ask for techniques while avoiding transformation. They wanted order without self-command, loyalty without trust, obedience without example. I kept telling them that government by punishment may control behavior, but government by virtue can awaken shame and aspiration. When politics would not listen, I taught. I accepted students who were willing to learn. A broken age can still produce cultivated people. Teaching became my political act. I did not need perfect students. I needed willing ones. Through conversation, correction, poetry, and example, we built small islands of seriousness inside an age of opportunism. A teacher preserves the future by shaping people who can carry standards forward. You cannot repair the whole world at once, but you can repair the way you stand, speak, listen, remember, and honor. Civilization begins in repeated acts of character. What I leave you is demanding because it is ordinary. Speak accurately.
Honor obligations. Practice respect when no one is filming it. Improve the room you are in. Civilization is not saved only by heroic moments. It is maintained by repeated acts that make trust possible.